Hi, I'm Adam Gilson, contributing editor with Epoch Press. I'm here chatting today with Cara Bentley, the editor-in-chief of Epoch Press. How you doing today?
Pretty good, pretty good. You?
Not bad. Weather's nice, so I cannot complain. Well, I can.
Yeah, it's actually been nice here as well, which is surprising.
Right, right. Wait, why is that surprising?
Because it's Scotland.
Oh, okay. I'm in Southern California, so sunshine. Anyways, so could you tell us about yourself and your background and so on?
Yeah, so I got a literature degree in California at CSU Channel Islands, where I met quite a lot of the staff that are
Dolphin.
currently working on Epoch, including you. I then went to Scotland, where I got a master's in literature and society from the University of Edinburgh. And then I went to the University of Aberdeen to get another master's in creative writing, just to, top it all off.
And that's currently where you live now, is in Edinburgh.
Yeah, so at the moment I live in Edinburgh, Scotland.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been asking everybody what drew them to Epoch Press, and their answers have been you, since you were the one that started it. So tell us, give us some background, give us some history. I mean, why?
Why? Well, so when I went to go study for creative writing at the University of Aberdeen, my creative writing niche has always been creative nonfiction. I can't actually write fiction at all. I'm really bad at it. But I can write things that I see, and I have ADHD. So when my brain is going and it's finding all these things, it's seeing so much that's going on in the world, and I just make little notes to myself and kind of try and tie things together. And that's something that you see quite a lot in creative nonfiction, these metaphors within metaphors within metaphors almost. And when I was looking to submit my workplaces, I realized that not only did quite a lot of literary journals not accept creative nonfiction, but you have a lot that are dedicated exclusively to poetry or science fiction or horror or, flash fiction, but there was no literary journal that I could find in the UK dedicated to creative nonfiction writing. So I made it.
So you made it. You just said, yep, there's a need, let's do it.
It was a longer process than that. I kind of dreamed up Epoch 2 years before it actually came to be, but in the situation of the pandemic with, a lot of time on my hands, I played World of Warcraft Classic for the first month of lockdown in Scotland, and then quickly kind of lost interest. I wanted to do something that mattered with all this time I had, and that Epoch idea was always sitting in the back of my brain, something that I wanted to start and I never had the time. And all of a sudden I had the time.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Could you tell us about the name? Why did you choose Epoch?
So Epoch is a period in a person's life or in history. And it just seemed so fitting for a journal and an independent press dedicated to creative nonfiction, to these little glimpses of people's lives and history as it's happening.
That's awesome. Could you, and the other thing that I know is a major mission statement for Epoch Press is to giving a voice, a platform for underrepresented voices. Could you tell us about that?
Basically, it's no secret that publishing is often really benefited rich, straight, cis, white guys with money. I said the rich part, I guess, already, but and
it bears repeating.
I mean, money, it does make a huge difference as to what you can do. even if it shouldn't. That's unfortunately where we're at. And we at Epoch believe that we can be a platform for voices. Creative nonfiction is so tied to the society that we live in that we want to have voices for people, like give them a way to share their stories when those voices are traditionally underrepresented in publishing. Yeah, and their lived experiences and their authentic kind of takes on what's going on.
And that's the value of being an independent press and being crowdsourced, because it's those people that are in those interests that can support this kind of platform. So
Yeah.
This is a platform for people.
Mm-hmm. So yes, this is a platform for people. And I think that the staff itself, like we had this, this questionnaire that we did together when we were still trying to figure out who Epoch was going to be, because it's not just my ideas, it's very collaborative. And so I kind of gave them, all of our staff, a list of adjectives. You know, are we witty? Are we charismatic? Are we any of these different things? And the big hitters were that, like, every single staff member chose inclusivity, that we were inclusive. And I just, like, that really stuck with me, that this is something that we all really want. And yeah.
Yeah, I agree completely. That has always been the feel of this.
Mm-hmm.
So could you tell us why you'd like to see the Kickstarter campaign succeed?
Yeah, so I absolutely believe that Epoch will continue regardless of the Kickstarter, but the Kickstarter gives us a platform to print, or rather it gives us a way to print and sustain it. So it's not just funding issue 1, even though we had to frame it that way because that's all we can promise. When we sell the copies from issue 1, we can print issue 2, and so on and so forth. So it gives us, many companies start with kind of seed money, and this is what we're looking for. We're looking for a little bit of seed money so that we can launch with print and have, like, so many people are working on this project, not only the staff members, but the writers and the artists, and it's all coming together to be this really incredible piece of work. And I don't want it to ever be at risk of not existing because 20 years down the line, we can't afford a website, or, you know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas if we can print it, the moment that we print it in Scotland, I am obligated to give a copy of it to the National Library of Scotland, a copyright library, where it will live forever, no matter what.
So this is not just, I mean, it's important for this issue, for this campaign, but there's a legacy involved here. It's kind of self-perpetuating. It gets bigger, and then we can actually put things in libraries.
Exactly.
Cool.
It's really cool. And I think that, you know, in order for us to really start on the right foot, we need this little boost, because while it's wonderful to have online literary journals, and they're so important and valid, having a piece that's in print, it gives us a little bit more credibility. It hopefully what we can sell the journal for, because whether it should be or not, digital books do not sell for the same price as print books. And in order to pay our contributors fair wages, we need to make an income to keep that cycle going.
Right. So back at the beginning, when you started this quite a few months ago, when was it? June?
May 18th.
May 18th. I think that's, you told me that nobody would hire you, so you decided to hire yourself.
Yes. As
editor-in-chief of an independent press. Tell us about what that's been like. What is the responsibilities of editor-in-chief? What you hired yourself, which is just that's the what is that, the archetypical self-made person thing? That's awesome. and here we are now. So I mean, just tell me about that experience, the journey for you.
So when I was applying to jobs, I had a lot of faith in what I could be bringing to a different company and whatnot, but I was never even making it to the interview stage. I thought that if I could, I might actually get the job, but I wasn't making it there. Apparently I'm not very good at writing CVs. And I thought if I could just get the chance, I know that I could learn what I need to make it happen. I'm very resourceful. I have a lot of initiative. And I used to have this mantra that I lived by, refusing to be limited, which, as it turns out, has its limitations, but it's still something that goes in my head quite a lot. And so I try and find ways to overcome everything I can. So as editor-in-chief and owner of Epoch Press, there's been quite a lot of hurdles that have come at me, things you don't necessarily think of when it comes to publishing, contracts and stuff like that. I guess you would think of that, but you don't think of all the details that go into them. Copyright, trademarks, all of that. I had to do a lot of research and talk to a few lawyers. And I mean, that's really what my process has been. If I don't know how to do something, I figure it out. I ask someone that knows, I get help from qualified people, or I, do some research on my own.
That's a great example, getting help from qualified people. I think more people could take that advice.
Yeah.
But that's great. I mean, this is clearly, so we have, I mean, I don't know if you could tell us the numbers, but how many submissions have we had to date since it started?
I can tell you easily how many creative nonfiction ones. I think it's 79.
When did it open? In August?
It opened July 1st, so in about 63 days. But we've seen, because our Twitter, for example, when submissions opened, we had about 100 followers, if that. 2 months later, we have almost 1,000 followers on Twitter. And with that audience is coming the submissions and the retweets of our call for submissions and all of that.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So for probably the first 6 weeks, we got about 1 to 2 submissions a day, 1 on average, let's say. And then this week in particular, it's more like 5 a day.
Wow.
Really. 3 to 5 a day, I would say.
That is so great to see the interest, and it just underscores the importance of this Kickstarter campaign, And what is today? Today's September 3rd, and there's 11 days left? 10.
10.
And it's what now? What percentage is it at?
68%.
68%.
We're so close.
That is so close. So excited. So, do you have anything else you'd like to share or say with us?
Let's see, what could I say? I would say that if you're a writer or an artist and you're worried that your work isn't good enough or that you don't have enough experience in creative writing, that your work, send it. There's no reading fee. And you get paid. So it can't hurt. We want to see it.
You get paid if they're accepted.
Yeah, if you're accepted, yeah. Sorry. And, I think it's really important to be receiving stories, not only from academics or people trained in creative writing, but also people in different spheres of society. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Could you introduce us to your friend behind you?
Yeah, so this is Rory, and she went to the park today, so she's all sleepy. But Rory, do you wanna say hi? Well, that was very good. She's our mascot. Yeah. And she blends with the couch.
Yeah. Every now and then I saw Paul come up from the couch and I was like, huh. Okay, so last question. If you could invent a sport to be played on Jupiter, what would it be called and what would be the goal?
Oh my gosh. All right. Now I just want to rhyme with Jupiter, Clupiter. It would be called Z-ball. What was the other question? I just got to the title and I got distracted.
What would be the goal?
The goal.
What would we be playing Z-ball on Jupiter for?
Z-ball. I feel like it'll be like one of those. Is it called pinball? No, not pinball. Oh, maybe it's actually already a sport.
Are you thinking of bowling?
Yeah, bowling.
Have you invented bowling?
I've not invented it. Really big bowling. Really
Okay, your sport would be really big bowling. Okay. Well, you know what?
Giant
To be fair, you didn't say that you were good at fiction, so I might have set you up to fail with that question. I apologize. But anyways, Cara, thank you very much for your time today, and thank you everybody else out there who is sat in with us today. Please, if you have a chance, share this video, share this campaign with your friends and your social media platforms. It would be deeply appreciated.
Yes.
Thanks
thank
again.
you.
See you soon.